Welcome, Slayer the Alchemist, and welcome to a new series I'm calling An Album a Day. I'm going to try to do a video every day of an album that I've listened to. I was inspired to do this when this room that I'm in is where my record player is, but outside this room is our living room and our kitchen. And I used to have a record player out there, but I gave it to my son. He doesn't live at home anymore. And so I can't listen to music when I'm out there, but I found a way to hook the stereo in here to the stereo out there. And so I've just been listening to a lot of records. We've been doing some renovations in the house. I had to put a bunch of my stuff in storage. So I've been sort of going through my records. I put some records aside that I might want to sell. But actually by trimming down my records here, I've got about half my records, maybe less than half my records behind me. It's given me time to sort of go through what I do have and what I still have here at my house. So I thought it would be fun to just do this record a day. My sunglasses are not so much a fashion statement as I'm at the point where I need to have reading glasses. I'm nearsighted. And I find that when I wear, and you've seen me wear my glasses on this channel, there's just a bad reflection. So I have these sunglasses that are also reading glasses, so I thought it looked cooler, so I'll try these out. All right, first album for Album of the Day is Acid Rain, Moshkinstein. This is funny. I never knew anything about this band, knew nothing about them, but this cover is a cover that you see when you see these books like heavy metal album covers and unique album covers from metal. This one pops up a lot. And I just never knew anything about the band. And from the cover, I thought that they were going to be like a New York hardcore thrash / kind of hardcore type of thing. But that's not the case. They're from the United Kingdom. And although it's certainly a thrash record, and the vocals are kind of yelly and shouty at times, this is I was blown away. It's a fantastic record. It's an EP. Sonically, it's not Dark Side of the Moon, but for what it is, it's still easy on the ears. It sounds good. Didn't realize this either, that a bunch of these guys would go on to play in Cathedral. Mark Ramsey Wharton, the drummer, right? Is he on here? Yeah, Ramsey, the drummer, he goes on to play with Cathedral. Gary Jennings Gaz goes on to play with Cathedral. Adam Lehan, who I don't think is on this record, but would play with them, I guess, right after this record. He will go on to play with Cathedral. So that's kind of just a little interesting side note. It's an EP, like I mentioned, and what surprised me about this record is how diverse it is. There's like a lot of great playing on it. I was expecting like kind of noisy, sloppy, late 80s, skate punk kind of New York. And again, I know they're not from New York. For some reason, I thought that they were. But that's not the case at all. There's great playing, great lead playing. There's moments in here where it's almost like, I'm not going to say progressive, but like in a Megadeth kind of way where there's a lot of riff changes and stuff like that. The opening track, Goddess, great classic 80s thrash. Makes me think of like Spreading the Disease era Anthrax. Suspended Sentence, 6 minutes and 43 seconds. The opening riff is great, mid-tempo thrash. There's some really nice shredding. There's like these dual harmony guitar parts in this that sound like Iron Maiden, except if you like took one of the notes and just moved it slightly to give it this weird, demented, off-kilter sound, which I think is fantastic. The middle section has all kinds of riffs and tempo changes in it, which is just great. I love that kind of stuff. Freedom of Speech is an instrumental that ends the first side. I really like that one. It's ironically titled, right? An instrumental called Freedom of Speech. But this has all kinds of riffs and changes in it. Reminds me, some of the riffs make me think of like early Slayer. And there's this awesome like kind of false ending where the song ends, and then all of a sudden these picked clean guitars come in, and it's sort of like psychedelic ending. And you get a lot of just kind of weird stuff like that on this record. Side 2, Motherly Love, very dark, evil sounding riffing, love it. Tons of changes in the middle section. There's this organ part that comes. That was the other thing that surprised me. The different sounds on this. I was, again, just expecting like non-stop thrashing guitars. There's a lot of nice tempo changes, and there's instruments that come in, like here in this Motherly Love. There's an organ that comes in that sounds like it's straight out of like early King Diamond. It's great. Respect the Dead. The opening riff is very doomy, very heavy, and I did not realize that these guys also played in Cathedral. Again, I knew nothing about this band, but it kind of makes sense when you hear that song. Chaos Lambs to the Slaughter is a super fast thrasher to end the record. So just a cool album. I was super excited to find this. It's an original pressing of it, and I got it at a really good price and real great condition. I've just really been digging this. So yeah, just one of those records that for some reason never picked up before, never knew anything about this band, but I'm glad I picked it up. So you like Acid Rain, you got this record, you like this record. If you don't, check the record out. All right, here was my first album of the day. Let me know your comments and your thoughts on this record down below. Till we see you again, make sure you stay metal.